Your brain is wired for poverty. Every thought you have about money, every emotion you feel when bills arrive, every belief you hold about wealth has been carefully programmed by a system that profits from your scarcity mindset. The wealthy elite know something you don't. They understand that wealth isn't about luck or connections. It's about neural conditioning. Today, I'm going to show you how to hijack your own psychology and rewire your mind to expect wealth the same way you currently expect struggle. Most people believe poverty is a circumstance. The truth is, poverty is a mental state that manifests as physical reality. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined. When you constantly think about lack, your subconscious mind accepts this as your identity and works tirelessly to maintain that reality. The reticular activating system in your brain filters millions of pieces of information every second, only showing you what aligns with your existing beliefs. If you believe you're meant to struggle financially, your brain will only notice opportunities that confirm this belief while completely ignoring pathways to wealth. Here's what they don't want you to know. The same neural pathways that keep you trapped can be completely rewired. Your brain is neuroplastic, meaning it can form new connections at any age. The wealthy have conditioned their minds to expect abundance, see opportunities where others see obstacles, and make decisions from power rather than fear. Your poverty programming was installed in 3 layers. The first layer came before you could speak. Between birth and age 7, your brain operates in theta waves, the same state hypnotists use to implant suggestions. You absorbed every belief about money from your environment. If your parents argued about finances, your subconscious recorded that money causes pain. If you heard phrases like "money doesn't grow on trees," these became hardwired beliefs governing your financial reality. The second layer came from systematic social conditioning. Schools teach you to be an employee, not an entrepreneur. Media portrays wealthy people as villains. Religious institutions promote poverty as virtue. This isn't accidental. A population that expects financial struggle is easier to control. Your scarcity mindset isn't a personal failing. It's deliberate psychological manipulation. The third layer is maintained by you. Every time you say, "I can't afford it," instead of "how can I afford it," you reinforce lack programming. Every time you feel guilty about spending or anxious about your future, you strengthen neural pathways of financial fear. Your language and emotions continuously program your subconscious to create more of the same financial reality. But the same mechanisms that trapped you can set you free. Wealth consciousness isn't about positive thinking. It's about systematically upgrading your mental operating system to function like someone who naturally expects abundance. The first technique is subconscious reprogramming through emotional intensity. Your subconscious learns through repetition, but prioritizes information delivered with strong emotion. Create affirmations describing your wealthy identity in present tense. Don't just repeat them mechanically. Generate the emotions you would feel if these statements were true. Feel the confidence of financial security. Experience the calm power of handling any expense. Emotion burns new programming into your subconscious mind. The second technique is linguistic reframing. Words shape reality by triggering specific neurological responses. Poor people use the language of limitation. Wealthy people use the language of possibility. Instead of "I need money," say "I attract abundant opportunities." Instead of "that's too expensive," say "that's not a priority right now." Each phrase triggers different neural networks and emotional states. The third technique is identity shifting. Your identity determines behavior, and behavior creates results. You likely identify as someone who struggles with money. This identity creates behaviors that maintain limitation. Deliberately adopt the identity of someone who naturally attracts wealth. Ask yourself, what would someone who expects abundance do in this situation? Act from your desired identity before you have evidence it's true. The fourth technique is energy recalibration. Money is energy. Poor people operate from low-frequency emotions like fear, doubt, and scarcity. These states repel opportunities and cloud judgment. Wealthy consciousness operates from high-frequency states like confidence, certainty, and excitement. Before financial decisions, shift into a confident, abundant emotional state. Make decisions from elevation rather than desperation. These techniques must be applied consistently, not sporadically. Your current programming took years to install and is reinforced daily. Overriding it requires deliberate effort until new patterns become automatic. This isn't about believing harder. This is psychological reconditioning using the same principles that created your limitations. The wealthy understand that money flows to those who expect it and flows away from those who doubt it. When you truly expect abundance, you notice opportunities others miss. You take calculated risks others avoid. You persist through challenges others quit. You negotiate from confidence rather than desperation. These behavioral differences create dramatically different outcomes. Watch how wealthy people think about money. They never express doubt about their ability to create wealth. They discuss goals as inevitable outcomes, not hopeful possibilities. They focus on value creation rather than trading time for money. They see setbacks as temporary learning experiences. They speak about money casually and confidently, without emotional charge. Contrast this with financially struggling people. They constantly express doubt about their future. They discuss money problems as permanent conditions. They focus on working harder rather than creating value. They see challenges as evidence of limitations. They speak about money with emotional intensity, often fear or desperation. The difference isn't intelligence or opportunity. The difference is mental programming. Wealthy people have conditioned their minds to expect, notice, and create abundance. Poor people have conditioned their minds to expect, notice, and create scarcity. Both get exactly what their programming predicts. Here's how this manifests in real decisions. When poor people see opportunities requiring investment, they focus on what they don't have and why it won't work. When wealthy people see the same opportunity, they focus on potential returns and how to acquire necessary resources. Same opportunity, different programming, completely different outcomes. You're going to face resistance when applying these techniques. Your programmed mind will tell you this is pointless or unrealistic. These thoughts aren't your authentic voice. They're your existing programming attempting to maintain itself. Expect this resistance and continue anyway. Most people notice significant shifts within 30 to 90 days of consistent application. Here's the reality no one discusses openly. If you don't control your mental programming, someone else will. The system profiting from your struggle has spent billions researching how to keep you trapped in scarcity consciousness. Every advertisement and news story is designed to reinforce limitation and maintain your position as a consumer rather than creator of wealth. You have two choices. Remain unconsciously programmed by forces that profit from your limitations, or take conscious control and program yourself for abundance. The techniques exist. The science is proven. The only question is whether you have the discipline to apply them consistently. Most people will watch this, feel momentarily inspired, then return to old patterns within days. They'll tell themselves they'll start tomorrow or when conditions improve. But wealth consciousness doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It creates them through deliberate mental conditioning and strategic action. If you're ready to stop accepting financial limitation as permanent reality, understand this is just the beginning. The psychology of wealth creation goes much deeper. Subscribe if you want access to psychological tools that create lasting change rather than temporary motivation. Hit that notification bell because I'll be sharing techniques that separate those who dream about wealth from those who systematically create it. Your financial future depends on your psychological programming. Make sure that programming serves your goals rather than someone else's agenda.